Right, so yeah, the first card you've got for your past is this Ten of Wands. Right, I'm looking over this whole spread. Before I say anything about that, there's a lot happening here. It looks like huge ups and downs. You've got this beautiful Ace of Cups right in the middle, beautiful pure love, very heartfelt, very emotional. And then under that you've got the Three of Swords. So there's a lot happening here. And I've got a car going past at the same time. So everything's happening. Hopefully it won't be too scattered. So I'll try my best with this. Okay, so I'm just looking at this Ten of Wands now, back at the start again, Ten of Wands, and the Five of Wands underneath that. So I'm looking at the two of them together. I'm getting this feeling of something, actually not something, someone being forced. Someone was forced out of your life. It feels like they didn't want to leave you, but they were forced out for some reason. It's like they had to go for some reason. Yeah, this feels very chaotic, actually. Lots and lots of problems with this Five of Wands here. Lots of chaos. You can see that card's very, very chaotic. So it's like, yeah, they had lots of problems, or you had a lot of problems with them when you're with them, but then this force made them leave, or they were forced to leave. I don't know what that's about, but I'm really feeling that. Really feeling that someone was forced out for some reason. I know that's specific, but I keep on getting that for someone. I keep on getting force. So yeah, whoever this is moved out of your life. And again, they had to. Was out of their control. I keep on getting that. They had no control over this. So yeah, again, lots and lots of chaos when they were with you in this relationship, and they left a lot of chaos behind as well when they left. So yeah, things were hidden from you as well, I think. So, you know, sometimes this Five of Wands looks a little bit like one of those old, you know, hidden object puzzles. You know, things are a bit of a mess and you have to find the objects. It's a bit like that. So I think that's what happened. You when you were with them, you had to kind of solve a lot of puzzles because you didn't know everything about them. They didn't tell you everything. So lots and lots of mess. And I think, again, when they left you with a lot of mess, literal mess, not just confusion, not just emotional mess, but literal mess. I'm literally seeing things around your place, mess, stuff around. And the other thing I'm getting, because I keep on getting this hidden and hidden objects with this Five of Wands. I think not only were they hiding a few things from you, you didn't know a few things about them, but I think you realised what it was. I don't think you're in the dark about any of that now. I think you know all of that now. But it feels like you hid a lot of what was happening inside this relationship from people outside of that, and I think they did as well. Because I think there was a lot of pressure around this. I'm feeling pressure with this Ten of Wands, pressure on this relationship. And I think because there was all that pressure, and I think you might have even had people telling you to not be around this person or be away from them or leave them or something like that. And I think there was pressure on them too. Because of that, you were less likely to confide in anyone outside of that because you didn't feel like anyone was really on your side. And it's like you're always waiting for the I told you so. So if anything went wrong, you're waiting for people to say, I told you so, I told you so, I told you not to be with this person. So it felt quite alone when this person was around you, not because of them, but because of not being able to confide in anyone else. You only had them. It was like you're in this little bubble with the two of you. Because you felt like you couldn't confide in other people. That's what I'm getting quite clearly for someone. So I think now that they're away, you still struggle with that. I think you still struggle with talking to people about that because you've lost this trust in a lot of people because they were out to tell you not to be with them. So I'm getting some of that. I hope that makes sense to someone. What I am seeing for you, if this is all resonating, is there's a huge struggle here. You can see that with the Ten of Wands. You've got a bit of a struggle in front of you. But there's a new beginning out in front of you. It's just around the corner for you. And you might not be able to see that now, because if you look at this man in the Ten of Wands, there's this beautiful house in front of him, but he can't see it because he's got all these wands in front of his face. So you've got something, you've got a fresh start, something very new in front of you. It literally might be, because I've seen this for a while in your readings, it might literally be a new house or a new place or a new area that you might be moving into that's coming up for you. It really feels like a fresh start for you. And it feels like you're heading toward that, but you might not realize that that's what's happening yet because of this man. But yeah, there's a literal house in front of him. You can see that. And so, yeah, I think you've got lots to do. You've got lots to work on. They left you with chaos. I think this person left you with literal chaos. Again, mess around your place. So you've literally got some cleaning up to do. You've also got a lot of emotional cleaning up to do. They've left a lot of scars around you. That's what I'm getting. But you can see with this Ten of Wands, he's moving onto a new place, even though he can't see it yet, or onto a fresh start. And also he's moving away from that Five of Wands. He's walking away. He's got his back to the Five of Wands. You can see that sequence there. So you're moving away from that chaos bit by bit, one step at a time. You're moving away from all that old chaos. Okay, so I'm just looking at this, and I'm looking down to the Six of Cups now. So what I'm getting here is I'm getting a platonic love between you and someone else. It might be a child. Sometimes this comes up as family. So it feels like you're taking care of someone. I'm getting lots of hugs here, literally. Very beautiful hugs, very warm hugs. And it feels like you're comforting each other. You know this person's left, if this is you, and you're comforting them. They're comforting you, whoever this is. Again, it might be a child. It might just be someone else you're taking care of. But what I'm getting here is they're taking care of you. You need them just as much as they need you. And it's a very, very beautiful relationship. Don't underestimate how strong this person is, if this is you. Yeah, there's mutual care. They protect you and they love you too. I'm getting that really, really strongly. And you can see in that Six of Cups, I don't know if you can see that, there's a man just on the left-hand corner, a very tiny man, and he's walking away from these two. So it's really like you and this other person that you're taking care of against the world. That's probably how it feels for you right now. But there's a fresh start up ahead of you, and I think there's new love ahead of you, again, with this Ace of Cups that's right in the centre, but I'll get to that soon. Yeah, I'm getting something else here. I'm getting... it feels like family. I'm getting family here because that's what this Six of Cups can be about. Someone outside of your immediate family. It feels like a relative. It feels like it might be an aunt or a cousin or someone like that. Someone you haven't spoken to for a while. Just get ready for a message from someone. I'm seeing a phone call or a text or something like that. And it's going to be a little bit of a surprise for you when they talk to you. I'm getting an offer of travel here, actually. So they might even ask you to stay with them in their home for a break or a holiday or something like that. If you get that, it feels a little bit awkward, so you might be tempted to say no to this. But I just want to put that into your mind to at least think about saying yes to this if this offer comes in. Because I'm getting lots of stress around you, and you've got a lot of work ahead of you. I've got this moving that's ahead of you, this traveling, this going to this new place. I've got all this mess this person's left behind. I've got all this emotional mess you've got to clear out. So I think getting away and being somewhere, even if it's for a day or a weekend or something like that, going to somewhere else and having this new, what's the word? A new atmosphere around you, I should say. That will make you feel a little bit better and clear your head, and it'll make you feel a lot stronger in pushing forward to the future. So say yes to that offer. If a relative says, "Oh, come over to my place for a while, come and stay for a while," say yes to that if that's you, if you feel comfortable with that. Yes, something needs a lot of work. Something needs a lot of work. So it might be, obviously where you are now, because someone's left you with a big mess, that needs a lot of work. But I think where you're going, if you are moving to somewhere new literally, or if you're going to be in a new place or a new scene permanently, because I keep on seeing you moving to somewhere else, I think the new place you're going to might need a bit of work. So it might be an older place, or it might be that you need to fix up a few things before you're ready to move in or to go to wherever this is. But I think all this work is going to be worth it. It's really going to be worth it, because if you look at this Six of Cups, you can see there's a house there, but they're very comfortable. It's a beautiful scene. It's a lovely spring scene, very happy, very peaceful. So you're going to be very happy and peaceful in this new place. And if you've got this child that you're bringing with you or someone you're taking care of, they'll be very happy and content there as well. Because you can see these two people on the Six of Cups here. Absolutely beautiful. And also you can see this here. I just want to show you this progression before I say any more, because there's more here. There's a small home on the Ten of Wands, a small house, and there's a bigger house on the Six of Cups. So you might, this place that you're moving to or wherever you're going to, it might feel small right now to you, it might feel far away to you, it might feel like you'll never get there. But this sequence is showing you that it's closer to you than you think, because you've got this big house there on the Six of Cups. So it's bigger and closer to you than you think. That's what I want to tell someone as well. Okay, there's something totally different I'm getting here for someone. Right. It feels a little bit sad, so I hope I don't upset anyone here, but this is a very specific thing I'm picking up on here. So it's for someone needs to hear this message. Okay, I'm getting twins here. I know Gemini are twins, but this is actual twins, or it might be two children that are similar in age, or they look similar. Now, if this is for you, if you know who this is, these are children or twins that you don't see, or you don't get to see them. You don't get to see them for some reason. You're away from them. There's a lot of hurt here. And what I'm getting here is, this is the message they understand. They understand. The other message I'm getting for someone is, don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. They understand. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, there's a lot of love coming from them, and there's a lot of love between them. They give each other a lot of love. And I'm getting that they're protecting each other. But the big message I'm getting here is, don't feel any guilt. That's a very clear message, and that they understand you and they understand your reasons. They understand your reasons. So that I don't want to say any more about that, but I hope that doesn't upset anyone. I don't mean to do that, but I had to get that out. I was really seeing that in this Six of Cups. Okay, the other thing I'm getting is, with this person that was forced out of your life, that kind of left you behind, I think it's going to take some time for your head to clear. I keep on getting that, because I'm getting lots of chaos around them. And I'm seeing you moving forward, and I'm seeing you getting there. You're heading that way. You're heading in the right direction now. But you went through a lot with this person as a couple. You went through a lot together, because I'm getting a loss. I'm getting a mutual loss, a loss that you shared. And yeah, I'm really just seeing this. I'm seeing you hugging. There might have been tears there with this Ace of Cups that's here. So I'm seeing you sharing a loss. You had a shared loss. And so that might be one of the reasons why you're finding it hard to totally let go of this person. It might just be because it's early days, because I'm seeing this does feel quite raw to me, actually. But, just because they've gone, it doesn't mean the memories have gone. So, and there's a lot of hurt around you right now. I can see that. And I think even when you start to think about all these memories, whether they're good or bad or otherwise, it really does hurt you. But what I want to tell you is, if this is you, in time, as time goes on, you'll be able to embrace the memories and enjoy the good memories, because you had lots of good memories. You really did. I mean, they weren't all terrible. So you had lots of good memories, and you had this mutual loss that you shared, if that's you. So you'll be able to remember all those things without experiencing the hurt, and that's going to happen in time. So it's going to feel okay for you in time to remember all those things, all those memories, good and bad, all the shared losses and everything like that. You'll look back on that time, you'll say, yes, I remember that. I can think about that without hurting. So that's coming to you in time for someone who's listening to this. Okay, I'll move on to the present now, because there's a lot here. Okay, so the first card you've got for your present is the Eight of Pentacles. So yeah, again, look at all the work in this card. So you've got lots of work to do on yourself. You've got lots of work to do literally around your home. And again, this is showing me that with this place you're moving to, if you are moving, and I keep on getting that with you in your readings, you're probably going to have little work to do on this new place. So all of that's hard work. And you know, there are two very solid hard work cards here right next to each other, the Ten of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. So there is a lot of work coming up for you. There's no doubt about that. But it's work that needs to be done, and it's going to be worth it at the end. It's really going to be worth it at the end. Okay, there's something else I'm getting here. I'm just looking at this Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups together now. Okay, so I've got someone here, and it feels like you've been talking for a long time, actually. Talking, lots and lots of conversations. Okay, maybe, I don't know if there's any flirting here, but it's more like, I don't think you realise how this person feels about you. Someone has very, very strong feelings for you, but it feels like for you, you're more about just talking to them as someone to talk to. You know, I think you get along really well. I think you like them. But what I'm getting here is it feels like you don't realise how strongly they feel about you. They've got very, very, very strong feelings towards you, and they think about you all the time. Look at this card, look at this Eight of Pentacles. It's repetition, all these coins. This man's making the same thing over and over and over again, and his mind's on what he's doing. So with this person who you've been talking to, you're on their mind all the time, constantly going around and around and around in a loop. They're very, very serious about you. And again, I think for you, you don't realise how serious they are, or maybe you're not even thinking about love at all, because you've got all this mess to get rid of, all this chaos, and also you've got all this future that you're thinking about as well, and you're very preoccupied. So it might be for that reason. It might be that you're not even thinking about love, or it might be that you like this person but you don't realise how serious they are, or it might be all three of those. But what I'm getting here is they're right on the verge. They're thinking about you with this Eight of Pentacles that's going round and around in their head. You're going around in their head, I should say. They're right on the verge of opening up to you, because right next to this is the Ace of Cups, I should say, and it's right in the middle here, this beautiful ace here. This is a really big, heartfelt offer. It's a huge, big, emotional, heartfelt offer. That they're really going to pour their heart out to you. And lots of emotion. And I think for you, it feels like a big surprise, actually. You're going to be quite shocked about this, because it's going to be like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know you felt like that. I didn't know all this would come out. I was just going along enjoying talking to you, and this is all a bit much. That's kind of how that feels to me. Oh, I wasn't expecting this. I'm not sure if I'm ready for this. I'm getting that from you, because there's a lot they're going to pour out. A lot's coming out of their heart, and they've been thinking about you for a long time, probably more than you have, or you haven't thought of them maybe in the way that they're thinking of you, or you haven't thought of them as strongly, or you haven't, you're not feeling as strongly as they are. I'm getting that. That's what I'm trying to say. I hope that makes sense. So I can't quite see what's going to happen between you, but it feels quite far ahead for me now. All I can see now is you've got to get a lot of this old energy out of your system. For you, it feels like you're not quite ready for any kind of love yet. You've got to get rid of the old first, and you've got to move forward by yourself first. But you might feel differently when they pour their heart out to you. I don't know. But wherever you are with them, whether you're ready or not, and it feels to me like you're not, just be gentle with them, because they're quite a sensitive person. That's what I get in the Ace of Cups as well. And they're really pouring their heart out. I'm getting that quite clearly. So, just be honest with them. They want that as well, but also be very sensitive, be very gentle. Just be very mindful of how you say this to them, especially if you're not interested in this offer. And they've been around you for a long time. It might be that you just see them as a friend, I don't know, but there's definitely a lot of, there's a lot more feeling coming from them than from you. It's going to be a shock to you, I think. Okay, so just looking at this Three of Swords here. The first thing I'm getting in this Three of Swords is that's what you've got to clear out of the way before you accept this love in. So that's another message telling me that. And I think that's what you know. And I think that's why I'm getting this. You're not quite ready for this love that's coming in. So there's that. The other thing is, there's definitely a conflict here. It feels like a division. Yeah, I'm getting family here. So it feels like there's some kind of rift coming up for you in a family, some kind of conflict coming up. It feels like it's around money. Yeah, so just be a little bit careful. You might find yourself in the middle of this conflict, because I'm getting these two people, you know, and you're in the middle of these two with these three swords. You know, you're right in the middle, you're the middle sword, and then you've got one on one side trying to tell you this, the other one on the other side trying to get you on their side, and you're kind of in the middle thinking, oh, what am I going to do here? Yeah, this is definitely family. And it's about money, because this is right next to the Ten of Pentacles, where you've got a family and you've got money there. So it's very clear here. It might be an inheritance. Sometimes that card's around that, an anger about an inheritance or a conflict around that. Yeah, I think the message here on this Ten of Pentacles is try and stand back from this as much as you can. Try not to get involved in this. Because if you look at this Ten of Pentacles, you can see where we're looking at this card. We're on the outside looking in to the family. You know, we can see all the scene from a distance. We're not in the scene, we're outside of the scene. So I think for you, what this is telling you is keep your distance from this conflict. Try not to be roped into taking sides, because I think someone's going to try and get you to take their side. Someone else is trying to take you to get their side, or trying to get you to take their side, I should say. And you've got to be like, you know, okay, you can't win in this. That's what I'm seeing. You can't win. You can't try and rationalize things to these people. They're very angry with each other. They're very heavy. They're very deep in this. And if you just get in the middle of this, you're not going to win. Neither of you are going to win. You're better off just stepping aside and letting it happen. And I don't think you can soothe anyone. I don't think you can help anyone. It's very sad to see when people are upset about money, especially families. But in this case, I don't think you can do anything for anyone, really. That they're entrenched in their positions, these two people. And, you know, the best position for you to be in is to just step back from this. That's what I'm getting there. So if that's coming up for you, if you know who this is, take a step back. Take a step back. Don't take sides with this. Okay, right, so the first card you've got for your future is this Four of Swords. Yeah, this is a really clear message about this love offer that's coming in for you. And you can see it all the way down this row. You know, you've got this Knight of Cups here. So here's this beautiful love offer, very heartfelt. He's offering his cup of love to you, he or she, whoever this is. But it's big. It feels like it's a lot for you. You know, you're coming up as the Four of Swords. So you're lying down and you're thinking, oh, I'm just exhausted by all this that's happened to me in my past. I need to rest. I need to clear myself of these old energies. He's got all these swords coming down over him. And that's what you've got to clear. You've got to clear all the old swords, all the old energies. And you've literally got to clear things out of your life as well. And I think you'll have to do that before you're ready to accept this offer. That's what I'm seeing with you there. But yeah, there's a big build up in their heart, and it feels like it's been building up for a long time. They've been having these conversations with you, this new person that's coming in, or this person that's been around you for a while, but this love that they're opening up to you now. So yeah, it's been building up, and it's all about to well out. You can see that with this Ace of Cups here, with all this water that's flowing out. Very overwhelming offer. But yeah, I think, yeah, it's very clear here. I think it's going to take a lot of time for you to be able to connect with anyone, really. Because, you know, again, they're ahead of you in their heart. They're ahead of you in their mind. They've been thinking about you over and over. They've got all this worked out in their mind. They're ready to open up to you and tell them how they're feeling and what they've been thinking. But you haven't been feeling any of this. You're not on the same page as them. You're not at the same stage as them. You might catch up to them eventually, but if they want you to catch up to them, they've got to wait. They've got to give you space. That's what I'm seeing. So if you do take up this offer eventually, I'm not seeing any problems here. I'm not seeing any problems with this person. They are a little bit full on, obviously, for you anyway. But yeah, if you accept this, they're going to have to stand aside and let you catch up. They've got to give you space. But yeah, you definitely need to process this old energy. You've got to get those swords out of your system. You've got to clean up your life, and you've got this moving, and you've got all these other things ahead of you now, which is absolutely beautiful, this moving. So you've got a lot going on as well. So it feels like quite bad timing, actually, that this person's pouring their heart out to you. But, you know, it might be fine. But just get ready for that outpouring there. And, you know, the other big thing I need to say again is be very, very sensitive toward them, especially if you're deciding to say no, or if you're saying, no, I'm not ready. Be very careful in the way you speak to them, because they're a very, very sensitive, very loving person.